So I've actually been going to New Life for 12 years. I just walked into youth group and I've never felt more at home and included with the people around me.
When I walked in the door, my spirit was quite at peace. I've enjoyed and really was thirsty for the Word of God.
Next Steps allowed us to connect within the church community here at New Life. We both have been able to join the senior group and want to help out within the community itself.
Sometimes it's very difficult to not let your flesh get in the way, to say, hey, I like this group over here, but God's kind of saying, hey, I'm going to plug you in over here because this is going to grow you, and it's going to give you an opportunity to meet people that you're going to be able to help them grow.
When I was diagnosed with my rare disease, all I did was pray and hope. But even though there is nothing I can really do with what I have, He's always had His hand over me and has pushed me through and gotten me through a lot.
And the Lord spent many years preparing me for the loss of my husband because He became my husband. He's who I depended on. He took care of me in incredible ways. And that really started a serious journey with the Lord for me. There's been many other times because I was left with many teenagers to finish raising, and I really had to depend on Him.
Almost to the day a year ago, God took away the most important thing in my life at that time was my wife. Financially, I lost everything. I was forced to move back to Georgia with my sister. During the period of time that we were separated, I prayed every day. I knew that God had brought us together in Texas and honored marriage and never wanted marriage to end. So I prayed if there was ever a way for reconciliation, that it was God's will that it would happen.
The excitement of having your first child, there's nothing like it. You know, we didn't really even talk about having kiddos because we're older. Yeah. And then it was just one of those things like, oh my goodness, we're pregnant. It was just a particular day. Like our daughter, we named her Selah, was always in the same position, like she's ready to go.
Emotionally that day, I felt off, but I just kept thinking, I'm okay. God's got this. We had a doula. So I reached out to her and she's like, just go to the hospital and just get things checked out.
The settlement in our divorce had come through and we had agreed on everything. The only thing left was me to sign the papers.
I had no communication with Dennis except through our lawyers. I felt God's presence to see if we could possibly reconcile our marriage.
And I remember standing at the elevator and like, Lord, whatever your will be.
And I remember walking through the door and seeing the ultrasound and knowing that I didn't hear anything. And just kind of like, we had this moment where we just kind of looked at each other and like we agreed, like if our faith is going to be real, like these are the moments where God is going to just come through for us. And we need to find a way to be thankful.
And immediately, I started crying. Prayer was answered.
And it was on May 22nd of 2022, we were able to renew our wedding vows.
We got in touch with the lawyer and said, whoa, don't send those papers in quite yet.
One of the things that I would always get asked is, were you mad? Were you angry? And I was like, no, I felt very amazed that God blessed me to carry a child for Him. That was my favorite. Especially my first. That was my favorite.
I think there's a way that He prepares you to appreciate things in life a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And so when we were pregnant again.
Mm-hmm. Right away. 3 years pregnant in a row.
Yeah, it was very fast. But He kind of allowed us to experience the joy of it again, but also to just recognize that it's a huge blessing. It's a responsibility, but it's just a huge blessing to be parents.